Just wanted to make this video about pinstriping that I put on my Toyota 86. It's a 2016 model. I've had it for just over a year and really happy with it. Absolutely awesome car. So I just put these pinstriping, so I really like it. I'm just going to do a little bit of a video on it. This is the back one. This was probably the easiest to do. Close up of it. It goes, wraps around and underneath, and I've just tucked it in underneath there. The corners I did with, first they bubble up and then just put a hairdryer on it, heat it up, and it just melted into place perfectly. I'm really happy with it. Comes around and goes underneath there the same. Then I also did the skirting, which is there, just a little bit there. Actually, just there's a little spot to tuck it in underneath there, and right in the door, just in that little crevice, and then just behind there, just tucked it in. These are actually, they don't come with the car, they're mud flaps that I put on because I found a lot of spray from the wheels was making all this area black, and these have helped heaps. So there is a few different mud flaps you can get. These ones are color coded, very similar, but they're not the pearl white like the car, more of a matte or a flat white, but really helps. This used to be all covered in black tar from the tires. So yeah, I also put that pinstriping on the front. I was thinking of putting it just on this flat bit here, but ended up putting it underneath. It's just a nice touch. It's a bit hard to see, but you do see it. No, you can't see it there. When it's in the shade, so it's hard to see, but it is noticeable when you're walking up to the car. Just a little touch, and did the same around there. When I was actually putting it on, put it up a little bit higher, and you could see white, red, and then a little bit of white, so I ended up having to tear it off with the hairdryer and re-put it just on that curve so you don't see a white on the other edge. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. Just a little touch, not too much. Might as well go over the whole car. The really good thing about this car, which I really like, is this thing. These three little things. That's the smart locking. I've got the keys in my pocket, and all I have to do is just put your hand over it and it locks. Put your hand in there, it unlocks. And say I go to lock it, for about 5 seconds you can test it, and then it unlocks. Just awesome. You can just have your keys in your pocket, just lock it, and it's locked. When you come to the car, you don't even have to take your keys out. Just come, and it's unlocked. Love that. Also love that too. That's a real nice touch. That's gone now on the later models. There's just a round, that round part. It's just there, but I like that. That's the pistons and the 86. I want to show you the boot. The boot also opens. I've got my keys in my pocket. There's a little button just underneath there. And all you got to do is just press it, and the boot opens. It's not a massive boot. It's big enough. Can't really see it because of the shade. Underneath, I've actually got a proper rim, like the same as the rest of the car. A lot of these Other ones have only got the little wheel. I was lucky enough to get the big one, full size, 215 45 17. Put that back. It is a bit of a pain having the full size because you don't get a flat boot, you get this bit. But what I've found is that stuff that you don't want to roll around, just chuck in the middle and it doesn't go. And even putting it there, it doesn't seem to roll all over the boots. That's the boot. While I'm at it, I might as well show you the engine. To unlock it, it's just there. Pull that. Put this thing on. Where's it? It goes there, I think. Alright. Really flat engine. Really low, as you can see. That's the Boxer. That's the benefit of having the Boxer. Really low. You don't really need to get in here much because they're pretty reliable cars, but it's got the Subaru. It's a Toyota, but it's a Subaru. Yeah, it's got the Subaru engine. Great engine. Really, I'm really happy with it. A lot of people reckon 200 horsepower is not enough, but for this car, it's a very light car, and it's plenty for it. I'll just come in, I'll show you the seats. Seats are Alcantara and leather. That's the Alcantara, and then the leather part's just there. The bolstering is fantastic. It's not too hard, as you can see, but it's just enough. The red stitching is really nice. It's everywhere. It's like you got it there, up. There's a little bit of Alcantara there, also a little bit of. It's on that. It's even on the gear shift knob. It's even on that part there where that's for your knees when you're driving. It's on the steering wheel, all over the place. It's on the doors, there, on the armrest, even on that armrest. Yep. Just put, when I hop in, let me just throw my keys. It's just there. It's got a USB for the music. So you can put your music. It's also got another, I put it for my phone. Where's it? There's a charger there. And it's in the glove box. That's a bit hard to see. Anyway, it's right there. Yeah. And then that cable just comes out. And it's just enough to just put it over there. The rear seats, they're also Alcantara and leather. Alcantara on the bottom, surrounded by leather. Not bad. You can't really use it for anything apart from stuff. Shit, it's getting pretty hot in here. I'm gonna turn the car on. Turn it on. Got that in there. So just press. Put your foot on the clutch and just press it.
And you throw it into the middle of the water, and it just goes whoosh really fast.
I'll just show you this. You can change the picture on your when it starts up. So I just changed the photo of the car. Comes up, but you can change it to whatever you want.
One next to it, and they're all moving in parallel. In a non-Newtonian fluid, that doesn't work.
The radio's actually not too bad.
Velocity is not proportional to the velocity. So
connect the car. The maps there, I don't really use the map much. It's pretty shit. Really, on your phone, it's probably the best. So, put that back to audio. You just go USB, Bluetooth, sorry, USB. Phone's not the best, but does work. Because the engine's so noisy, you can probably hear it in the car. It's really hard to hear when you're talking, and for the other people as well. The windows are great. There's the for the windows, they're auto, so you just press it once and it goes down. pull it up, just go straight up. And also it does work too when the car's off. So the car's on, turn the car off, and if you've left your window down, it will still work. So if you've, I'll turn the car off, but no problem, it goes up. It's also got the side mirrors. I think it's got to be on actually. Turn it on, and then you can, I think there's a button just there. I never use it, I think you've got to, don't even know what that is. There you go. Oh, that's it for it. So that's that button there, which is just next to the mirrors adjustable. So if you do like that, it does have that, but it's not automatic. It doesn't do it every time you turn it off. So what does it? It doesn't work when the car's off. Turn this on again. It's got heated seats. I actually live on the Gold Coast, and you would never think you would need heated seats, but they're actually not too bad. That's the heated seats, dual zone climate control, so you can change that. And then if you want to change it back, just toughen those back. The other really good thing on it is it's got, you just got to go into the settings and you can change this. You can get the gears on the dash there, and tells you what you're in first. It will go into, like I'm in first now, but it will only go in first when you take the clutch off. So I've got the clutch off. I haven't put the clutch out completely, but when you put the clutch out completely, then it tells you what gear you're in. Only in reverse it will tell you. It comes up there anyway. Reversing camera's not the best, but I really only use it for just when I'm, like if I'm backing up, and just before I get to where I'm going to go, that's when I sort of, but I've also got the bipping thing, so I use that as well. Put it back into first. Might come up now. No, speedo's there. Just park up there. The steering wheel is actually a really good size. The only thing I would like is if it was a bit thicker. It's just, you can see it's a bit thin in your hands. That's not too bad. Just there's a little bit thin. I might get the aftermarket bit thinner one. But it's not too bad. It's really nice leather. The only problem with this car is, I have found once you're in it, it is great, but getting out of it is a little bit tricky, especially if someone's parked next to you and you can't go. If you can get this distance, which is like, it's got like 3 locking, so that's 1 and then 2. If you can get that and the car's away from you, you're fine. I just spin around, put both feet out and elbow out. But if you can't get that full open, it's bloody hard, and you end up scratching that bit there with your shoes. Just get the keys, and the paint. The white is absolutely fantastic. Really easy to keep clean, and even if you don't wash it for a couple months, really easy to keep clean. Just stays clean. You put your finger over that and you see all the dirty marks, but before that it's great. The wheels are great. I like the wheels. The tyres are pretty shit. I would get a better tyre, and maybe these are 215 45 17. I might get something 215 55 or 50, sorry, 215 50 17, just to fill that the well up a bit, because it actually is the wrong size, and the speedo is wrong. When you're going 63 on your speedo, you're actually going 60. So even if you check that this is the actual wrong size, the actual right size is 215 50 17. But that's the tyres are still pretty good, so I'll wait a few years until I change them over. And that's the review on the car. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. Goes great. Sounds good too. It's not too noisy, but it's just got enough. And that's it.